Welcome back to Still with Sara. If you've been on this journey with me, you know that we've been exploring conscious leadership, the art of leading from love, awareness, and intention instead of ego and urgency. Today I'm sitting down with someone who embodies that in the most grounded and joyful way, Ricardo. He is the heart behind Rick's Rips and Big Back Boys and my partner in our growing project Beyond the Booth. Together we're going to talk about community, creativity, and leadership. And yes, probably some Pokemon too. Maybe.
Definitely some Pokemon.
So for people who might be hearing your name for the first time, can you tell us about Rick's Rips and how did it start and what made you want to turn it into something more than just a hobby?
I guess for me, it started first with collecting. I've kind of collected all throughout my life, whether it was Pokemon. I went through a huge baseball phase. But I started getting back into Pokemon because of my best friend Tony kind of showing me like packs and stuff. And then I've always wanted to do something creative. I've tried with streaming before, I've tried with YouTube before, and I've gotten like minimal success. I'd say minimal, but I've always done well in person with people. So then when we lost our cat Rocket and I went on, complete, shopping spree to like help the pain, we kind of talked about vending with my buddy Tyler. And it was more of like half like a joke of, hey, you're on medical leave, you have nothing but time, I have money, because we had just gotten like the tax returns. And I was like, let's just do it. And he was like, I don't know, man. You don't know a lot about Pokemon. I was like, it's not hard to learn all the new stuff. I know a lot of the old stuff, but I don't know a lot of the new stuff. And he's like, well, think about it. Literally the very next day, message me, let's do this. And it kind of just took off from there.
Love that. So, and you and Tyler played before, right?
Yeah. He got me into starting. Well, I got myself started first with the app Pocket, TCG Pocket, ripping like the online packs, and then playing the game. It's a much smaller format. And he saw me playing that more often. He's like, hey, you kind of already know the basics and you played TCGs before. I've played, Magic the Gathering before in high school. And he's like, you know what, give it a shot. I'll teach you. And we were gonna actually go to a GameStop drop anyways for, I forgot what set it was. But on that release, they also came out with a battle deck, which was like a pre-made deck already to be able to play. And he's like, hey, I know what needs to be done to kind of like tweak it a bit to make it really good. And it's going to be something easy for you to learn. And I started going to a couple of tournaments. Lately, haven't had enough time to, but yeah, we started with playing. It just kind of flowed very naturally, honestly. Again, I had a pretty long history of being able to play it beforehand with other TCGs and with the app. But yeah, we definitely played quite a bit.
That's awesome. And there's a community in that too, with the tournament world, with the actual card game, and then collecting.
Yeah, it's a cool thing too, because a lot of the other vendors that we see on a day-to-day basis, because we do like 3 to sometimes even 4 shows a week, they don't know about the playing side of things. Whereas we'll get people who will come to our table and be like, hey, I'm looking to build a deck. And I think what makes us very special is the fact that when someone goes, hey, I know how to play your deck, our immediate response is, oh, what deck are you playing? We already know what's in your set list. We already know what cards you're running. And Tyler and I are also the same type of person where with our deck, there's certain types of rarities. We need to have the best looking cards because even if we lose, we're going to look good doing it. So I think that's really cool, is that we understand both the collecting side of it and we understand the playing side of it. So we're able to cater to a much larger audience when it comes to our tables.
Yeah, that's one thing I noticed too whenever I would vend with you guys is there's such community built around this hobby, and there's a love for it. There's a difference between wanting to just earn money, right, and make quick money because it's a very volatile market. So
yeah, definitely.
There's a difference between that and then doing it simply because you love it, bringing joy to people's faces. Like, I remember I just recently edited a vendor POV video of you giving a girl like her first like card for her binder.
Yeah.
And that was cool because that's like a core memory she's going to have.
Yeah, and it's really nice to do moments like that. And honestly, because we have such a big Pokemon community here in Southern California, it's really nice to see families consistently. Like recently, I was watching the most recent video that we put out where...
Follow us on YouTube.
Yes.
TikTok.
Bricks Rips.
Instagram.
Yes.
And follow
I'll plug it more later.
Yeah. Towards the end, we'll plug everything.
But there was a part where a dad came by, and I'm a huge soccer fan. I've always been a Real Madrid fan. So this dad came by, and I saw he had a Real Madrid jersey. So I greeted him with the saying "Hala Madrid," and he brought his wife and his daughter had just got off of a soccer game. She was getting into Pokemon, like ripping packs and stuff. So obviously it's for like a little kid who's like 6 or 7, right. 6, 7. But it wasn't something that they were going to spend like hundreds, if not thousands of dollars. Like she just wanted cool cards that were like cheap, right? And we have no problem with that. We have a binder specifically designed for that. So bought the card, and I was watching it, and I was like, oh, okay, it's been a while since I saw them. And literally our last show, they came by at a SoCal TCG. I was like, wow, it's been a moment since we've seen you. And they were surprised that we recognized them, but it was because I remember that memory of giving them like free cards, packs, so, it was the one I played rock, paper, scissors with.
Yeah. But your memory is insane to begin with. So, and I have Dory brain. So.
Yeah, but it was really cool to see them. And then they brought their son this time around, and it was just like,
oh, cool.
Yeah, it was something that's...
I haven't met their son.
Yeah, no, we hadn't until then either.
Yeah.
And it's really nice to see how the community's developed, not just in general, but our own. Because especially yesterday, we had a show yesterday, and the amount of people who came up to say hi to us that we've interacted to along the way. Mm-hmm. Even the guy next to us, who we've never met until yesterday, the guy who was vending next to us, he's like, "Why are you guys like popular or what?" I was like, "Oh no, we just do a lot of shows." It's like, "Oh my god, I'm so popular."
Famous.
But it's just so we stay pretty active in the community because we vend, we buy, we play.
Yeah.
So we really bring different sections of the Pokemon community together through our shared interests,
Oh, absolutely. And what I love about that is that you didn't sell out to build a brand. You built connection. That's conscious leadership in motion. That's a perfect example of talking the talk and walking the walk. Mm-hmm. You lead by being yourself and letting people feel like they belong. Mm-hmm. And it's nice to be able to feel included and have community. Yeah. I think that that's really important. So, obviously, for the ones that are watching our video, you can clearly see the answer he might give me here in a second. But I think some people are wondering, who's your favorite Pokemon and why?
Knacklestack. Knacklestack is a great Pokemon. No, Lucario for sure. I love the Mew movie with Lucario. It was probably one of my favorite ones next to the Deoxys movie. And I suck at Smash, the brawl game on Switch, or pretty much on any Nintendo console. I suck at it, like really bad. But the only person who I can kind of figure out their combos was Lucario. So I've always developed kind of a like behind that. And then obviously being that my favorite color is blue, I had to go with the blue design. Although his shiny Pokemon is really cool, he's full gold. So again, it's just really cool design. But I really liked his whole backstory in the movie, where it was a lot about leadership. It was about following a leader who sacrificed himself. He's going to sacrifice himself.
He's going to sacrifice himself. I can't help myself.
I know, every single time.
Yeah.
But he sacrificed himself for his country, to stop a war. And I was just like, wow. And it was all about aura and how you can see the aura in things and the aura in people. And I was like, dude, this is such a cool Pokemon. And then he pretty much sacrificed himself at the end. And I was just like, dude, this guy's legit. Like, and again, not just talking the talk, but like he walked the walk for sure.
He led by example.
Oh yeah. And he's always had cool storylines. Like recently, he had a whole storyline that really led to like mental health.
Oh, I didn't know that.
It was a recent one.
I love him even more now. I love Lucario too. I learned to love Lucario through you, and then we can talk about that a little bit later.
Yeah, but
myself,
cool Pokemon.
Go ahead,
for sure.
Continue.
Oh no, I was just saying like cool design in general. Like he's very much like. The way they treat him is very like part Pokemon, part human when it comes to his storylines, because like there's a thing called Mega Evolution, And with Lucario, they kind of touched on the fact that Mega Evolutions also can affect the Pokemon psyche. And he started going crazy. It was like, oh, this whole, like, he's losing it. So maybe we should treat him more like human and not overuse him. And it was all about like that, kind of like mental health. It was really cool. It was really cool.
That's cool. So let's talk about Big Back Boys a little bit more. So the name has become kind of legendary at this point. So what's the story behind that? And at some point, I'm just going to say too, we're doing this as a segment of Beyond the Booth for our series that we started.
Two birds, one stone.
Yeah, but at some point too, we're going to plan to bring in Tyler as well and his wife, and kind of all of us talk about what it's like, you know, to be on this journey. So I just wanted to plug that in too, that's my intention a little bit later down the line.
Big Back Boys started when we were getting ready for our very first show at JJ's Collectibles in Garden Grove. All four of us were at Tyler's apartment.
I remember that day.
And it's crazy. It's crazy to think because, you know, I have that picture of what our display cabinet looked like of like $3 cards.
You know what though? You got to start somewhere.
Yeah, we really, I mean, it was literally just $3 cards and one $200 card. And then like a bunch of Tyler's like childhood cards. And we were trying to figure out what name to go under, you know, because he already had Gumball TCG. He's had that for ages. Before my gamer, well, now my gamer tag's Vangsha. But I was like, I don't want that to be part of like Pokemon stuff. If it's, you know,
separate.
Yeah, because Vangsha's like it was cool. Again, something I did when I was streaming, but it wasn't really something that was tied to Pokemon at all. And we were playing around with names, and I was like, Big Backpack, like, you know, the whole like alliteration. And then I think it was Bailey actually who said Big Back Boys. And at first I was apprehensive. I was like, I don't know. But then, like, the more we started talking about it and the more I started thinking about it, I was just like, you know, that really defines who we are. Because even though Tyler is smaller than me in terms of, like, weight and size, that fool eats. Like,
dude, he can put it away.
I don't know where it goes, but he out-eats all of us.
Last night?
Fuji Grill and Buffet. And that fool had 3 plates of crab legs stacked that high. And he got a bowl of butter. A soup bowl of butter.
I was like, okay.
Yeah, so he's another level of Big Back for sure. But it kind of just stuck, and it's actually funny to the point where we had a regular of ours come yesterday, and we're talking. I was like, you know, where should we go to eat today, Tyler? And he goes to our regular, and he's like, hey, what's your recommendation? And the guy goes, didn't you guys eat like crazy last night? And we're like, no, we ate pizza at Tyler's yesterday. And he's like, oh, it's because you guys normally go out to eat like after every show. So like people are, I create a barbecue, so people already know that we're big backs when it comes to food and stuff.
Develop that reputation.
Yeah, oh, for sure.
But you know what? That's not a bad reputation to have, though.
Yeah, it could be worse.
I think, and Bailey and I were talking about this last night, was that above all else, it's really nice to be able to have someone that like shares that love of, and the nostalgia behind food. So, and you guys have really great taste as well because you've traveled everywhere around the world and all that's as well from when we first started dating. I tried so many different types of foods. Yeah,
I'm definitely a big foodie. I'm not afraid of new stuff, so that's why when like we saw like chicken feet, frog's leg, I've had like escargot. I've had some crazy stuff in my life for sure.
That's fun. And what I see in Big Back Boys is the blend of like play and purpose. So you built something that's funny, of course, but it's also about friendship, acceptance, and showing up real. That's leadership too. What's it like working with someone on this journey versus like a lot of people we see and these vending events, they're doing it by themselves.
By themselves, yeah.
Well, what's that like?
It's very special. I think that's the best way to explain it, is that it's very special because I used to like shop at the events first. You know, that's how we always started. Is that, like, you know,
so SoCal TCG, that's kind of how we found out about that whole realm of like card vending events, and everything's popping in our area. There's always something going on
Orange County is
weekend.
crazy for Pokemon.
It's a great place to
start, and to keep going. But it kind of started with that. And it's special because one of the things when I was shopping around that I didn't like, that would turn me away from a table, would be one, not being greeted, and 2.
That's a big one.
Yeah, that's huge for me. That's huge.
Well,
like,
and you work in sales, so
yeah,
it's like you can't do that.
like there'll be times where I'll be at a table and I'll see something I want, but I will not buy it because you didn't say hi.
You didn't even acknowledge
Yeah,
me.
that I was there. Like I'm right here. I'm pretty hard to miss, you know.
Hello.
Yeah, but the other thing is when people look like they absolutely hate being there. So I'll go up and they'll greet me. They'll be like, "Hey, what's up?"
That's
and I'll
rough.
be like, "Hey, man." Look at a table. It's like, "Hey, can I see that?" It's like, "Yeah, here." And that's it, you know. Whereas what's special about Tyler and I is, one, we are both in sales, so we understand the power of green. It's like, "Hey, welcome," you know, and we have our spiel. It's like, "Hey, this side's gonna be new cards. This side's gonna be old
You
cards."
guys are organized.
Yeah, these are
love
gonna be
it.
15 and under. We kind of had a spiel that's kind of developed over time that we've been using. And what really makes it special to have 2 people is that Tyler and I are great at multitasking individually. So one person, you know, can get overwhelmed doing 2 or 3 deals, and you know they'll have to have people wait. Whereas having Tyler and I, we can both do like 3 to 4 deals simultaneously without dropping a beat. So having the power of 2 of us being able to do at best like 8 to 10 transactions at one moment.
That's crazy.
Is
I've seen it, like
huge
just
for-
kind
yeah.
of like sitting on the sidelines watching. I'm like, that is chaotic. But
exactly.
y'all are
There's moments
moving
where
cards.
there's moments where I'm looking down and like I'm grabbing stuff for our customers and I'm like here, yes, and then I'll look up for a split second and the entire room is just flooded with people. I'm like, what just happened? There's moments where I say that in the camera too. It's like, Tyler, what just happened? And he's like, I don't know, bro. I like blacked out.
And honestly, though, it's about energy. I think that you guys, what sets you apart is that not only do you like relate, because you're a big sports guy too. So like when you see like someone wearing a hat or a jersey or something like that, you kind of like will
Tyler
point that
too,
out.
and that's a perfect part is that we cover the entire sports spectrum.
Yes.
Because like me, baseball, football, even volleyball, soccer, and then a little bit of basketball, and then Tyler is like basketball, F1. Hell, we can both talk about golf. There's a moment where Tyler like looked at a dude for a shirt. It was the Pinhead shirt, and he's like, "Oh yeah, Dead by Daylight, yada yada." And he's like, "I've never played the game. I just know it, you know." And then same thing. It's like I'll just see hats. Like, "Are you a Yankee fan?" "No." "Oh, yeah," and draw them in.
It's a relatable talking point that makes them feel welcome.
Yeah.
And not just like, hey, can I take your money? Like,
Exactly.
That's not what we're about.
And even when the table's empty and there's no one coming by,
Yeah.
I feel also what draws people is that Tyler and I aren't just sitting there just bored out of our minds. We're yapping to each other. We're just like joking around, laughing.
You guys are friends.
Yeah,
Like,
so they'll draw to
know?
that energy of like, oh, these dudes are enjoying it. They're having a good time. Let's go see what they're all about. So that's really cool. I like it. I like that a lot.
I think it kicks it up a notch too, where like Tyler, when you guys were playing Pokemon TCG, like there's parts where Tyler's actually competed.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So he knows that whole side of it, and being able to bring that into, like, we just had was it Worlds or something
Worlds
like
here,
that here. And we've seen a ton of people with like swag and stuff that would come in.
Yeah, then we'll be like, oh, and even if it's not Worlds Anaheim, if it was like Worlds Yokohama or Worlds from Hawaii, or like, we'll recognize that and be like, oh, you were Worlds, and then we'll know it's like, oh, were you part of the video games? Were you part of Pokemon Go? Were you part of the TCG? And it's like, we love it so much that weekend we didn't vend because we wanted to be at Worlds. You know, we'd rather go enjoy an aspect of the hobby than grind for money that weekend. And it was amazing. Like, it was my first time going to Worlds. He's done Worlds before.
Yeah.
But being able to like see YouTubers that, you know, meaning the Pocket Monster, Alex
so
Ketchum.
Cool. And I had such a feeling it was gonna happen. I'm like, you want to go, babe.
Yeah.
You want to go.
And then seeing the playing, you know, and then it helped me get into another aspect of Pokemon Unite, a game on the Switch. I've never played before, but I had played League. I love Pokemon. It's literally Pokemon and League put together. And yeah, it was just, we enjoy so much about Pokemon as a brand and as a hobby. It's really nice because unfortunately a lot of the hobby has been taken over by like crypto bros and like sneakerheads. And it's
and
just
we know who you guys are. It's not, you can't hide it, okay? But it's obnoxious. I'm just gonna say that because at the end of the day, again, with this, like, I love the fact that we build community, and it's built around love. You know what I'm saying? It's not about it's not about profits over people, it's about people.
And it's definitely shout out to a lot of other vendors that we learned from.
Yes.
Because again, we just barely are hitting our 6-month mark. But a lot of vendors that yeah, I know, it's nuts. Yeah. But a lot of vendors that we see, we learned a lot from. Like, for example, Troy from Coast Collectibles. Like, he has such a huge personality, and he's such like a beacon.
He's so good at marketing himself too.
Oh yeah,
like,
but
so much energy.
He's
love it.
great about talking about the community on his platform. You know, unfortunately, when theft happened with Jansen, like, he talked about that. When people are like overspending on tables, he talks about that.
I
you know?
respect that he says the things that need to be said and not withholding it.
Oh yeah.
You know, speaking the truth even if your voice shakes, and that in itself too is leadership.
Yeah, and then another vendor, Victor from Diamond 9, he saw that I was a Lucario collector, and he could have turned a profit on a lot of those boxes that he sold me. Well, 2 of them, because I'm lucky and I got what I wanted fast. But he could have turned a huge profit selling the boxes at market price. But he sold it pretty much at retail for me because he's like, I understand you love Lucario, I want you to get this card, so, you know, here. But yeah, a lot of them have such big communities because of the fact that they care more about the people than they do about just turning money, you know?
Oh yeah, for sure. And, you know, for being able to kind of go alongside you guys through this journey, and it kind of inspired me to start the Beyond the Booth series, where I'm here anyway. You know, I enjoy creating content, but it's new for me. And getting back in front of the camera and really like being my authentic self has been very hard for me the last couple of years.
Yeah.
As I've, you know, continued to kind of go through my life path of what I'm doing, but it's inspired me to kind of get back into that and create. And so this is where our worlds collide of Beyond the Booth. So what does that project mean to you personally? And then I'll talk about what it means to me.
For me, it is a very special project that highlights aspects of the vending business that people don't get to see very often. So people see through big YouTubers like Bulbous, Jar Chomp, Coop's Collections.
I love Coop.
Yeah, I know. They get to see the aspect of like the selling, the conversations, the interactions, the coin. A guy called Bearded Dad who's like really building a huge community, and then you really get to see a lot of cool things, especially people who stream and get donations to give free cards out.
That's really cool.
Yeah, but people don't really see the behind the scenes of like getting to a location, setting up location, comping the night before for like 3 to 4 hours because you have hundreds of cards and slabs and product. Not being able to go to the restroom for like 8 hours because you're stuck behind a table, you know, not being able to eat
That's a different
because,
breed. I could
you know,
never.
we're talking nonstop. So it's like, there's a show where you brought me like this like huge plate of nachos, and I was like, holy, this looks amazing. I want to eat it.
When do I have time?
I didn't get a chance to. It got cold. You know, you had to take it home.
Yeah.
And it was just like, there was just no time. So there's a certain aspect, you know, the booth that people don't get to really see, that hopefully shining some light on would kind of, because again, vendors definitely get a really bad rap, and some of it rightfully so, because a lot of vendors do take advantage of people in the community. So as a whole, a couple bad apples makes the whole bunch look bad. So you know, one of my biggest hopes is that through exposure, that they can see that we're not just turning a profit and making money easy. Like, there's a lot of work and effort that goes into it. Even just getting tables, like Collecticon, people trying to buy the table, it lasted less than a minute trying to buy a table, and it was like over 1,000 tables.
Oh my god!
So there's a lot that goes into it. That's just, you know, it's not just about turning the profit quickly, and it's not just easy. It takes a lot of time. It takes a lot of effort. So, you know, hopefully them seeing that kind of like helps, and like, you know, at least for us, you know, like, wow, these guys really, you know.
Yeah, because it's a passion, but it's also a grind. Because you guys both work full time as well, and then doing this, it's almost like a 24/7. You're always on the go. So the one thing that I really wanted to showcase, and kind of my inspiration too Beyond the Booth, is exactly that. Like, people don't see the behind the scenes of it. They really don't. They just come to the show. Or if it's other vendors, they're just thinking that they're going through the same thing that they are.
Yeah.
And, you know, my dad's small business, he was an entrepreneur for half my life, and I would go and help and stuff on events, and it was kind of like a whole family ordeal. Like my mom would help out. Sometimes he would bring in like me and my brother and like a couple of friends and stuff to help, because he would do like Santa Claus photos and things like that. So I was kind of used to that support system of an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
And I saw a lack there. And I was like, it would be really nice. I know I would appreciate if I was at this event and like someone could bring me like more water or
4 white monsters.
God, you scare me with how much you drink. Freaking white monsters back to back. But you know, just any of that stuff, or being able to at least have someone there that you trust, that you know, so you can go to the restroom. Because I've even said like some of those guys that are there, and women, they will be at that booth the entire show, and I'm like, how?
Yeah.
Like they're a special breed. But I know that so many people would appreciate having that support system.
Yeah.
So like if you guys were hungry or anything like that, and we've created systems too that make it a little bit easier, so I'm not running around like a chicken with my head cut off.
Especially if you have shows that aren't, you know, close to home.
Yeah, like the one that we had on Saturday was in Arcadia.
Yeah, or when we did Ventura, like you don't have the luxury of being able to go home and then coming back to drop us off anything.
But you know, I still do things for myself in those times. So like I enjoy my iced coffee. It is the one thing I do for myself. It is my love. And I like to go find little hole-in-the-wall coffee shops and small businesses.
You find some absolute bangers.
Oh, yeah, like Estrellas Cafecito.
Yeah, I remember when you first brought that. I was like, that was...
Yeah, the pumpkin chai is my favorite.
Oh, it's so good.
But yeah, I like to find these small businesses and try them out and stuff and support them over the big corporations. I'm a big believer in that. But also I'm like, you know, I'm just kind of sitting and doing editing and all of this. Like, I know sometimes it can kind of get repetitive and kind of boring of the stuff that I do, but it is my life during this time. And it's like, how can I capture that and kind of bring everything together? Because, you know, this is why I started my podcast too. This is something I wanted to do my whole life. I actually envisioned doing it for a really long time when I listened to talk show radio. But it's
Kid Craddock in the morning.
Yes. But it's talking about it and then actually doing it are completely different things. And putting those things in motion, we're actively manifesting the lives that we want.
Yeah. Even with vending, it was like putting it into motion. I think we were really, it's weird to say it, but I think I was very fortunate to have Rocket for such a short period of time. Yeah. Because it really taught me how, again, Cat, short lifespan in general, but
he was our baby though.
Yeah, but you know, only having him for less than a year and losing him tragically so fast, it was like, wow, life is really short. You know, if you want to do something, just do it. There's nothing stopping you. Absolutely nothing stopping you. You know?
Yeah, and it's, you know, I learn a lot of, right now I'm in a boot camp and stuff with my mentors. I'm going to be interviewing them in another segment, but we're kind of breaking through things of like the Kabbalah and what they teach, the golden funnel and everything like that, secrets of life and the universe and all that. But they talk about universe. But yeah, they talk about when you're at your lowest point and you don't like your circumstances, you have to hate where you're at. But also you're in this moment of, okay, if I want to do this, I need to go all in. Yeah. And I cannot stop until I achieve my goal. You have to be obsessed about it. Yeah. And it can be hard sometimes to like find that motivation, you know, outside circumstances and stuff happen to where there'll be like barriers and obstacles and stuff in your way. Yeah. But looking at those moments of like, okay, this is good. What is this about to catapult me into, you know? Yeah.
And hopefully, again, the biggest goal we have is at the end of this, the reason why we're really doing this is our goal is to open a card shop. Yeah. And it ain't cheap, you know.
Especially in California.
Yeah, life in general, but it's a very expensive endeavor. So we literally started with $500 in a dream, you know, and we've grown now into the, you know, 5 figures so fast, you know, and with sacrifice, because one of the biggest things that we've done that has helped is the fact that any and all money that we've made from growing, you know, Big Bag Boys, we don't take, you know.
Goes right back in.
yeah, it goes right back into buying more. It goes right back into the next deal, the next trade, the next buyout. And it's hard. It's hard because obviously you're sitting on money and you want to like, hey, there's things I would like to buy, I need to buy. Um, but ultimately keeping the eye on the prize is like, hey, we want to do a card shop because again, we don't just want to sell cards. We also want to grow the community faster with a bigger reach. We want to get involved with the Pokemon competitive side. We want to hold locals. We want to hold, tournaments, cups. Heck, we want to sponsor, it would be great to sponsor a team. And like with what we've talked about me having the background in gaming for so long and in streaming, content creating, we want to have a space where people can come in if they want to stream, if they want to play, we can have that too. You don't have a situation at home where you can stream, but you think you have the personality where you can make it, we'll have a space for you.
We have the supplies for you.
Yeah, we want to really grow a huge network and a huge community.
That's also inclusive.
Exactly.
Very inclusive.
And it takes a lot of time, effort, and money. So trying not to pull out of what we have is hard, but keeping, remembering what the goal is what really keeps us kind of like trucking hard. Because it was something Tyler and I were just talking about yesterday is like a lot of vendors just do one show a week. Sometimes not even one show. They'll just do a show like every 2 weeks and stuff. And it's like, yeah, but we are trying to grow so fast. So
it's not your goal.
Exactly.
Your
so
goals are different.
Working 40 days, 40 hours a week, on top of 3 shows, which are like 6-7 hours each.
Yeah,
plus
I worry
4-hour
about burnout
comping.
with you guys sometimes.
Yeah, but again, I think what really just stops us from burning out is the goal. Is keeping that in mind.
You have a burning desire.
Yeah, like deep burning,
Yeah, but again, because it's so strong, when you're maintaining your eye on the prize and you're continuously putting things into motion and into action that are bringing you closer to that goal, that's the most important thing and the most like structured piece of understanding what true manifestation is. People just think it's like, oh, okay, I'm just gonna like think it and it's gonna be mine. Sometimes, yes, that does happen, but for big dreams like this that take a lot of time, you have to build a foundation from there. I know we have talked about Rick's Rips and Big Bad Boys and Beyond the Booth, and now I kind of want to talk to you about conscious leadership. So how would you define conscious leadership? Like, what does it mean to you?
Conscious leadership for me really means treating everyone the way you would like to be treated.
The golden rule.
Yeah, because especially in the vending industry, you see a lot of people who get taken advantage of. You see a lot of people who aren't treated properly. You see a lot of people who are robbed, people who get scammed, people who, sell fake products.
Is so crazy.
People, stealing cards.
Literally walking up to a booth and stealing a card. Y'all have some cojones.
Or beating up a vendor in the parking lot and stealing their cards. Breaking into a vendor's home while they're at a card event and stealing 6 figures worth of cards while their family's there.
Y'all are creating horrible karma for yourselves. Just saying.
So it's like
don't do that.
And
it's crazy.
The world itself is already so negative, and there's so many negative aspects about vending that it really trying to really show try to be a bright spot within the community of loving the hobby, loving the people, loving the games, trying to showcase that is really what it means to me about being a beacon within a community of positivity. And by treating other vendors, other customers, hosts for the events, just being appreciative to everybody. Because there's a lot of a sense, definitely within the vendors, there's a lot of sense of entitlement. And it's just like, and understand, yes, it's your product. You can set whatever prices you want. You can do whatever you want with it. But like, just treat people, nicely. Treat them how you would want.
Be kind.
So that's really what it means to me is like, we see that a lot. We see it around us and trying to really show that we want to be something better. We want to be something different. We want to be something positive.
Yeah.
You know?
I'll say that I agree wholeheartedly with that. And for me just to add on to what you said, conscious leadership is also about like listening to your energy before you move. Mm-hmm. And, you know, for me with having like a brain injury and all that kind of stuff, like my memory gets wiped clean. My impulse control is you know, affected because of the type of injury that I have. Yeah. So I have to really try to work on being aware and present in those moments and learning how to lead through awareness and not reaction.
Yeah.
Okay, so what's next for Rick's Rips, Big Back Boys, and then for us, Beyond the Booth? We'll answer that one together. And what's the vision as you grow? I know you kind of answered it, you know, with the card shop and all that kind of stuff, but just in addition to that.
There's definitely more. When it comes to, you know, the brand and me with Rick's Rips, next step, and we've kind of talked about it recently, is with the release of the new game, I want to kind of get back into streaming. Mm-hmm. So bringing the community into that, into streaming would be really great.
That'd be fun.
Again, another aspect of the hobby that we enjoy. So for Rick's Rips, definitely streaming, I think is kind of the next rung on the ladder that I kind of want to tackle. For the Big Back Boys, we have 2 huge shows coming up that we booked, which is fantastic. You know, we thought Dodger Stadium was going to be a crazy show, but these next 2 ones that we booked are going to be awesome. Next year, we will be at Collectors Expo. It is going to be a 4-day event here in Anaheim. Mm-hmm. We got tables for that, and we will be doing Card Party 4 in San Diego, you know, which we've talked about doing a lot of traveling. Yeah.
Yes, I'm so excited. And then I can go see my cousins and stuff too, and then go down memory lane.
We've talked about traveling a lot for vending events because, you know, I've been fortunate enough to be able to travel a lot during my life, but Tyler, Bailey, and you really haven't had that luxury, you know? So that's going to be huge for us. And, you know, ultimately one of our side goals, like, you know, side mission is we want to do a show in like Hawaii. So that would be a lot of fun. So hopefully next year that's going to be the goal. Another thing we're doing, and I don't think we've touched about this separately, is Big Back Boys are launching a product. I've been working with some people from work that do 3D printing and 3D modeling. So we're working on a product to help vendors showcase their cards with risers, kind of like the ones we've used, but we've kind of been working on other designs so that, because a lot of people sell them, a lot of people sell them, but like they sell them for $100, $150
they're
per
not affordable.
case. They're it's
not
crazy. Where like we sold a couple to buddies of ours and it was like, hey, like $40, $50, you know, and for the whole case. And it does a great job. So we're trying to get that product out more.
And they're easy to build and tear
Well, these
down.
are actually going to be even easier.
Okay, they're more compact.
Yeah, instead of connecting like that, they're going to fold. So you can literally just stack flat ones on top of each other, which is going to make it really easy for transportation. Custom product made by the Big Bag Boys is going to be kind of the next step. I wanted to start developing things that'll either help both vendors and or the collectors.
Yeah.
So brainstorming some products that can like really help the community in general. Beyond the booth, I really want to showcase the night before, like what goes into it.
Yeah. We want to like set up like the camera like this and be able to do behind the scenes. Cause that, I mean, the amount of really hours and the labor that it takes to do that is crazy.
And we don't make it easier on ourselves because we get distracted, and then Tyler and I have egos about, you know, playing each other because I consistently lose against him. So I always challenge him to play and we get distracted. And so like showcasing that, but I think that's
just the realness of it though. I mean, it's not, like I said, it's not just a job for you guys, it's a love for the whole thing in itself.
For the love of the game.
Yeah, and showing the rawness of that, I think, is really important. Because again, it's for me to, on that side of Beyond the Booth, is I want to really show like the heart and the emotion behind a lot of it. The same thing too with the vendor POV videos that we have, the long form videos we have on Rick's Rips. I love capturing those moments that you guys have with people. That you can really see what I see.
Yeah, because I was, again, going back to the video you just helped put out, was there's a moment where that guy sold us the Sumbrion, you know, $1,000 card. And, we were really honest with him. And I was like, look, this card's expensive. It's volatile. You've seen it. It used to be $1,300. It's now down to $1,000. I would love to offer you more than $750 at 75%. But this card, which, again, rightfully, it did go down. Granted, it went back up, but that we're talking about over the span of 4 months. Right afterwards, it started dying and going down. And we were honest with him, and it was like, hey, this is the best offer we can give you. We would love to have this card. If you can get a better offer, by all means, shop it around. But we'll be here. And then he came back, and he was like, hey, you guys gave us the best offer, and you were honest with us, and we really appreciate this. We want to give you the card. Yeah. Someone offered us a little bit more in trade, but, you guys were just fair and honest, and we really appreciated that. And moments like that is
lot.
Or you guys had the best pricing, you guys the best offer.
You guys are like keeping it real.
Yeah.
Like yeah.
So showcasing that is really nice, and it makes us feel like we're doing something right.
Yeah, yeah. And because again, I think when we first started this whole thing, and I wasn't really doing anything yet, I saw that we struggled with social media. And it's like, yeah, we want to grow. We want to.
No time. Yeah.
Yeah, there was no time. And I'm like, well, I got some time. I like to, kind of mess around with a little bit with the creation.
Oh, yeah. And you've been pivotal to that.
Yeah, and I am a perfectionist. I'm hard on myself. I'm a Capricorn stellium. Hello. But I want to do it justice because I want people to be able to fully see and experience what is you guys. You know what I mean? So we had to change cameras because our camera overheated.
Yeah, 4K makes camera go over.
Yeah. What was I talking about? I forgot.
How amazing I am.
Well, I mean, yeah, sure.
We were talking about.
Oh
my God, you remembered.
Yes, my Dory brain remembered. So, like, kind of how we watch Jar Chomp and Deep Pocket Monster, Coop, Bulbasaur, all that. We watch their content and we enjoy it. Why do we enjoy it? What are the things that make you enjoy it, right? For me, it's those moments of kindness. Like when Coop's, doing a really amazing thing for one of his customers, or if they really want a card but they can't afford it or something like that. Like, just his kindness is what draws me to him, And seeing those moments is what I love. So that's something that I really love to capture from you guys as well. So that's kind of some of my inspiration of it. So same question to you. Why do you watch these content creators, and like what draws you to them?
The amount of money Deep Pocket Monster spends, hence his name, Deep Pocket Monster.
Yeah.
No, it's just.
This stuff's so entertaining. Right?
Yeah, no. Should I open it or should I keep it sealed?
Or what was the couple that I follow on TikTok where they're like Pokemon Saturday?
Oh,
Lori?
Yeah.
Oh gosh, I'm so bad.
Is it Lori or Corey?
No, I think it's Lori and her husband. I'll put it up here if I find it.
What really draws me to, well, for Jar Chomp is just like, he's just a funny guy.
He's cool.
He's just a chill dude. He's a chill dude. He loves sports. He loves vintage sports. He loves vintage cars. He's a cool dude. Just him and his brother, like the dynamic, cool dudes.
And I resonate with his wife.
Oh yeah.
Too, with everything that she
Fanny?
does.
Yeah.
And we're both by human design. We're both generators. So. Cool.
With Coop, it's really his philanthropic side.
Yeah.
Kid comes to this table. What's your favorite Pokemon? Here, grab a slab. Yeah. And they're not the most expensive things, but it's like kids don't get slabs. They can't afford it.
Those are core memories.
English slabs are expensive, so yeah, it's really cool for him to do that. And then Deep Pocket Monster, he has a deep love for the game, and he's relatively, like, compared to other people, he's relatively new to like the Pokemon hobby, but he has a love for the game, like the challenges he does, his daily rips, his right now he's doing a giveaway where he's building a binder for when he hits, I think, 2.5 million subs, and the binder's almost like $5,000 that he's just gonna give away for free, Yeah. So.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Well, and his challenges are always cool. They're so entertaining to watch. They stress me out though.
He definitely inspires with the fact that with how new he is to the hobby, putting on events like Card Party.
That's so cool.
Crazy. And he comes from like an entrepreneurial background to begin with, but he really inspires. And that's another thing that I forgot to bring up is another thing that's big, that's up and coming for the Big Mac Boys that we've talked about, and that we are going to make sure is happening is our own card show, our own. I won't give too many details away.
Yeah, don't.
But it's definitely bringing two different communities together, which is gonna be really, really cool. I'm really excited for that. Yeah, that's gonna be hype.
Yeah, it's gonna be awesome.
That's gonna be awesome. A lot of work's gonna go into it, a lot of planning, a lot of conversations behind closed doors. But when that happens, it's gonna be absolutely insane.
It's gonna be epic.
Yeah, it's gonna be nuts.
It's gonna be an awesome milestone, and I think that
I'm gonna be stressed out of my mind.
So, anything else that you wanna talk about or share before we kind of end our episode? I love everything that we talked about today. I really want to kind of again branch this off a little bit to more conversations.
Yeah.
Have it maybe even be like a segment and stuff with Sarah, because again, it's a big part of our life.
Yeah.
And being able to again kind of merge all of our things together and create our own community online as well as in person. I'm
very interested because I love the dynamic we had talking today. I'm very interested to see how it goes with 4 people. I'm very, very interested.
I get anxiety.
I can already tell it's gonna be chaos.
And not only that, I get brain farts a lot. Like my brain will just stop working, and I'm like, "What was I talking about? Squirrel."
Yeah.
And that I think that's why this like the one-on-one I'm really good at. But with multiple people, I mean, we'll see.
We'll see. It's gonna be fun, but it's gonna be chaos. I can already tell.
It's
Tyler and I together is gonna be, and I can already see you and Bailey just being like, "Bro, seriously."
Yeah.
Guys,
but
come on.
Again, you guys will be able to get a taste of what our lives are like, and being able to again just kind of share that with everyone because this is our life. This is something that we love doing together and building together, and we all have the determination to make it a reality.
Yeah.
I think that's the biggest thing. We all see it.
Yeah.
And if you put more than 2 minds together, 2 or more, it's a mastermind.
2 brain cells.
Yep. A whole 2 brain cells.
Yeah, that's all I got.
So thank you for coming on my podcast.
Thank you for the tea.
Yes. This is my tea concoction that I swear by. It's something that I did tons of research on because I'm a little nerd and love to seek out knowledge. But it's a combination of lemon, ginger, and mullein leaf. And
Viagra.
No. Mullein leaf and local honey. So with the mullein leaf, it's a natural decongestant, and so it pushes out all the mucus and stuff from your body. So
especially after a weekend of just yapping nonstop, and then doing this and yapping, and I gotta go to work and yap. It's like it definitely helps a lot.
Yeah, but cheers, love you.
Love you too, baby.
And thank you so much for again just sharing this with me. And I love what we're building. It's not and just in the creative sense, but it's in the human sense. And I love that I get to share that with you. So thank you. Okay. Thanks, guys. So to everyone listening, remember, leadership doesn't just have to be loud. It can look like laughter, kindness, community, or simply just being true to yourself. So lead with love, create with intention, and as always, stay still with Sarah. Bye.
Later, guys.
Bye.